welcome back to Atreyu News. The murder rate is out of control. City now begs for federal help. At first I thought this would be Chicago, but it isn't. The city of Baltimore's murder rate is out of control and the mayor is now begging the feds to step in. So, Black Lives Matter and, all the cops are racist, even though half the cops are now non-white, but that's okay, they're still white racists. But now we need the white racists' help. We need Whitey to come save the day again and again and again and again. Regardless of how many times we come and save their ass, we'll still get called a racist. But no, they want the federal help now. Baltimore's mayor asked the FBI to send in reinforcements Wednesday to help the city get its murder rate under control. Mayor Catherine Pugh, speaking at a news conference, explained she went to the FBI's Baltimore office for the extra agents to join with police officers in combating a skyrocketing murder count, reports CNN. Murder is out of control. There are too many guns on the street. We're looking for all the help we can get, Pugh said. The city already has 101 murders for the year, a number not seen in almost 20 years. The mayor's spokesperson warned the violence could rise in the summer months. The degeneration of any civilization will always start in the inner cities, and we've seen it throughout time. So it begins. Wow, truth exposed about Ivanka in Berlin. According to a German newspaper, Ivanka was not booed in Germany, as the mainstream media has previously stated. From Bild.de, many people were surprised by Ivanka Trump's performance in Berlin. Contrary to the stereotype, the daughter of the U.S. president made a sophisticated and level-headed impression at the panel discussion with Chancellor Angela Merkel. You know, we all know Angela Merkel, the woman who will go down in history and will be remembered for 1,000 years as the evil witch who destroyed Germany and in turn Europe. Queen Maxima of the Netherlands and the head of the IMF, Christine Lagarde, the glamorous White House ambassador, also cleverly handled a controversial issue. U.S. media, however, are focused on something else. They claim that Ivanka was booed and sneered at. At the Women's 20 Summit, there was in fact a moment during the panel discussion when the audience began murmuring. Panel moderator Miriam Meckel asked Ivanka whether she was speaking as the First Lady in Melania Trump's place or as the new advisor to the president. Ivanka replied in a disarmingly honest way, "This role is quite new to me. It has been a little under 100 days. She said she would be happy to bring what she learned here home with her, and she wouldn't discuss it with her father." And she would discuss it with her father. I will say, I was a bit upset to hear that Ivanka is taking a pro-immigrant stance, or a pro-refugee stance at this summit. We didn't actually vote for Ivanka, we voted for her father. Her opinion is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned, and if she really is pro-refugee, then her opinion is even more irrelevant. She also said, "I'm very proud of my father. Long before he came into the presidency, he has been a tremendous champion of supporting families and enabling them to thrive." At this point, there was some unrest in the audience. There was no booing or heckling at all, however. This makes it even more surprising that the U.S. media are painting an entirely different picture of Ivanka's appearance in Berlin. The murmuring that could be heard as Ivanka defended her father against criticism was interpreted as massive booing of the president's daughter. Well, of course they're going to blow it out of proportion, but this is another perfect example. Ivanka Trump, I don't know if anyone heard this, but Ivanka Trump is actually taking a pro-refugee status and stance, right? And what does the media do? Even though that's their narrative, they still come out against her. So you can't win with these people. That's why you can't ever give them an inch, because they'll never give you one. They will give you no quarter. So we shouldn't either. In a discussion broadcast by the Trump-friendly TV station Fox on Tuesday night local time, I like how they say Trump-friendly TV station Fox, because there's only one, right? The audience of Berlin event was heavily criticized. A report on the Fox website featured the headline, "Germans jeer Ivanka Trump for defending her father." The fact is, Miriam Meckel pointed out that some of Trump's past utterances with respect to women do raise doubts about whether he in fact supports the empowerment of women. Well, let's see here. He chose Kellyanne Conway, who is an amazing woman, to lead his campaign to be the first woman to lead a victorious presidential campaign. Gives his daughter, who is another first woman to be the advisor to the president in such a fashion. Yet people still say he doesn't empower women. That just goes to show how short the memory of the public really is. And even in construction, the Trump Tower that Trump was living in before he moved to the White House, he gave that position to construct that building to be the general contractor to a woman. This is like back in the 70s. So, another lie, obviously. Lie upon lie. In the U.S., it would be rather unusual to pose such a critical question to the president's daughter. Ivanka, however, reacted with confidence. She stated that she did, of course, follow the media reports about the issue. She also emphasized that her own experience and the fact that thousands of women have been working with and for Donald Trump for decades when he was in the private sector are a testament to his belief and solid conviction in the potential of women and their ability to do the job as well as any man. I remember in the primaries, there was a lot of people in the audience who, they thought they gave Trump like gotcha questions, gotcha, but they all backfired. I remember the one when this girl, she probably couldn't have been older than 20 years old, got up and said, "Will women make the same amount as a man?" And then Trump's epic response, but how true it is, he said, "You'll make the same amount if you do as good a job." As if you're supposed to get paid the same amount for doing less of a job. Doesn't make much sense to me. Wow, Trump calls out major foreign country, and it's big. President Trump has called out Saudi Arabia for not paying its fair share for the defense protection the United States provides the Middle East nation. Yeah, no kidding. Because if the United States had not existed with their Apache helicopters and impressive naval power, Saudi Arabia would not exist. From Yahoo News, President Donald Trump complained on Thursday that the U.S. ally Saudi Arabia was not treating the United States fairly, and Washington was losing a tremendous amount of money defending the kingdom. In an interview with Reuters, Trump confirmed his administration was in talks about possible visits to Saudi Arabia and Israel in the second half of May. He is due to make his first trip abroad as president for May 25th NATO summit in Brussels and could add other stops. Frankly, Saudi Arabia has not treated us fairly because we are losing a tremendous amount of money defending Saudi Arabia, he said. Trump's criticism of Riyadh, that's what I'm calling him, was a return to his 2016 election campaign rhetoric when he accused the kingdom of not pulling its weight and paying for the U.S. security umbrella. "Nobody's going to mess with Saudi Arabia because we're watching them," Trump told a campaign rally in Wisconsin a year ago. "They're not paying us a fair price. We're losing our shirt." And so true it is. Saudi Arabia has become one of the richest nations in the entire world. They have to pay up or defend themselves. The United States is the main supplier for most Saudi Arabia military needs, from the F-15 fighters to control and command system, worth tens of billions of dollars in recent years, while American contracts with major energy deals. The world's top oil exporter and its biggest consumer have enjoyed close economic ties for decades, with the U.S. firms building much in the infrastructure of the modern Saudi state after its oil boom in the 1970s. Saudi officials could not immediately be reached for comment on Trump's latest comments, but Foreign Minister Adele rejected similar comments from Trump during his election campaign, telling CNN during a visit to Washington last July that the Islamic Kingdom carries its own weight as an ally. Yeah, bullshit. Saudi Arabia's powerful deputy crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman met with Trump last month in a meeting that was hailed by a senior Saudi advisor as a historical turning point in relations. The talks appeared to signal meeting of minds of many issues, including their shared view that the Iran posed a regional security threat. See, they can't even get along with each other, Muslims. Sunni, Shiite, whatever. They could all be Sunnis and they'd all still fight. Riyadh and other Gulf allies see in Trump a strong president who will shore up Washington's role as their main strategic partner and help contain Riyadh's adversary, Iran, in a region central to U.S. security and energy interests, regional analysis said. Saudi Arabia, the country who partially caused the refugee crisis, yet has not taken in a single refugee, is at the head of the United Nations Council on Humanitarian Rights and Women's Issues. Can you imagine? The people who throw gays off buildings, don't allow women to drive and cut people's heads off, are at the head of the Council of the United Nations for humanitarian ideas. It blows me away how money can buy you anything you want. And if you have enough money, you can do as you wish. Of course, in God's eyes, you'll always face the wrath. But in this world of materialism and sickness, money can turn good man bad in the public's eyes.